Good morning. Welcome to Stampin' Chat. It's Tuesday, it's the 10th of November. Goodness me, where are the weeks going? Is anybody joining me? Oh, Facebook is looking different. What is happening? Let's make myself larger so that I can check I'm in view and I can keep up to date with comments. Right, just while you guys are coming in, I can see there's somebody here. I'm just going to share this. Got to go out of there. I'm getting a different view on Facebook today, which is a bit strange. Ah, that's better. That was all a bit odd then. Right, I'm just going to share this to my VIP group. Morning, Ellie. How are you today? Share to a group. Let's share it to the right group. That would be good. Okay, job done. Right, let's go larger. I might be able to see the comments better. Ellie, what are you up to today, my lovely? What are your plans? Who else? There's somebody else watching. I know I don't get a lot of views on here. I'm trying to focus on finding more people that can find me. So I posted on my personal Facebook page that I was going live today because I don't normally go on there very often, onto my personal page. I share the odd, business thing for other local businesses, but I very rarely scroll on there. So you're going to craft along with me, Ellie. Oh, that's good to know. The jobs can wait. I know. My mother-in-law used to say to me, the housework, it's never done. It's always there, isn't it? So, right. Oh, morning, Ruby. Thanks for joining us this morning. Well, I don't know about you guys. I know you're not far from me, but it's looking okay out there this morning. It's a bit damp and a bit dreary, and we always talk about the weather, don't we? But that's what we do. There's a bit of blue sky out there, which is promising. It's still raining leaves here. After we spent most of the day Saturday raking up because there was such a thick layer of leaves. And we get worried about the grass, so we didn't want to leave them down too long, and we had rain forecast for Sunday, so I had to miss out on some of our on stage at home, which was live, so that we could go out there and rake. And I'm not lying, guys. We got out there, and after about 20 minutes we'd both had enough. We kept looking at each other and like, no, come on, let's just do this section. Eventually we came in for lunch, we went back out, and at the end of the day we'd done the whole garden, so we were feeling really good about that. So morning, Kathy, how are you? How are you doing? Nice of you to join us. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so I'm not going to hang around for too long because I'm back again at 11:30 and I'm getting really anxious about my phone battery not lasting for this job. So I did say to Jason last night, I said, I think I'm going to have to get another phone because having all these cables coming out is not easy, because I really would like to progress to sitting and chatting with you first and doing that face to face, so that I turn the camera so that you can actually see me. But my fear at the moment is I have all these cables hanging out of my phone, I have my light, that when I twist you around I'm going to get tangled. So I'm thinking that maybe getting another phone with a microphone that works is the next route to go down. So without further ado, welcome to round 3 of Stampin' Chat. I can't believe where the weeks are going by. But today we're going to be beginning the first card using the All Things Fabulous stamp set. Now, I'm going to be totally honest, I haven't played with this stamp set before I created the projects for the Stamp and Chat. And I really love it. It's beautiful. Those of you that have ordered these kits from me, you need to pull out your card number 1 bag. And those that are joining along, they received the All Things Fabulous stamp set. They had a Rococo Rose ink pad included in there. I don't know why I've got Sahara Sand out. I think that's for this afternoon's, but we are using, I'm going to put that to one side, we are using Sahara Sand cardstock in here. So they had the stamp set, the ink pad, more than this, but half a spool of linen thread. They received a little sponge wedge, which seems to be typical of me in these kits at the moment, and half a pack of the champagne rhinestone jewels, which are really beautiful. And what I love about them is they kind of go with lots of different colours, so they work really well. Ruby, it's a beautiful morning there as well. I know, it is, it's lovely. I mean, everything is damp out there, but I'm looking out the end window of my studio and I can see the leaves glistening where they're blowing about and the sun is reflecting on them. So, and there's such a beautiful colour right now. The tree, I think it's a cherry tree outside our kitchen window. The colours in it are stunning, absolutely stunning. So these are the products that everybody received. This kit was £34.95 and it also included the 5 card kits and some extra pieces of cardstock as well to go along with it. So let's make a start. I'll take all of these bits to one side. I'm going to be mounting up stamps. So Ruby, you need to find a few blocks because I need to just run through. In fact, I'll do that now. When you open up your stamp set, let's find a piece of Whisper White to go under here. There are lots of stamps in here, and this is a two-step stamp set. So you can see it says this here on the front. Can you see that on there? So that means we are layering up stamps to complete our finished image, and Stampin' Up! Have been very lovely, and they have actually numbered each of these stamps so you know which one goes together. So today we're going to be using this big stamp, which is number 2, and we're using 2A and 2B. And also something to point, where you can see these little references. Holding that up, I hope you can see that. There's a little arrow on your stamp set, and that is there to help you line up the two together. Now, something to point out here is within this kit, I've only given you one ink colour. Now, in an ideal world, for something like this, we would use 2 or even 3 colours of shades of one colour rather, to build up the image. But that will all become apparent when we start stamping. So we need 2A and 2B, and then we also need 1A and 1B. Okay. I am going to start, where is my box of blocks? I'll just mount these two first. Take off the whole of that cover. Let us start with 1A first and 1B, and then we'll pop that to one side for the moment. And it is kind of a little tricky to find where that little arrow is, but if you can see, there's a point here, and also there is a point here, and we're going to line these two on top of each other. Let's bring in the card so you can see what we're doing. I think I might have shared this one last week. So this is the first card that we are going to create today. So I do not have the dies for this set, so there's going to be a bit of fussy cutting going on. So we need to do lots of chatting to enable you guys to keep up with me as well, because I think I'm quite a speedy cutter, but I don't know about you guys. So this is our card. So you need to pull out, move you out of the way, your Rococo Rose card base, and I've pre-scored it so you know that this is your base. and then in your pack number 1 you will have pieces similar to this. I've given you 2 or 3 strips for your greeting. You will already have a die cut piece out of here. Oh, thank you, Ellie. I've absolutely loved playing with this stamp set and with these colours as well. So you may notice that I've used shaded spruce. So I did warn everybody that joined this round of Stampin' Chat that we would be using shaded spruce, which is this one here. But because my first round of Stampin' Chat I included this, I knew a lot of people would already have it. And I love how when you stamp it off, it almost turns into just jade. So I do love that. Right, bits and pieces. Your larger white piece is your insert. So pop that to one side and move all these bits and pieces out of the way. Now you will also need some leaves from this set. Spam a piece of paper. Now you could just use one leaf. I've actually used both of these, but if you want to keep it a bit simpler, because they are very similar, just pull out one of them and stick to that one for now. So I think I am going to do that for ease and for saving a little time as well. So let's just find another block. Mount that one on. You will need a scrap of paper and you will need your scraps of Whisper White. And I found that for this I've just cut some strips. What do they measure? Oops, I dropped one. 1 3/4 wide, just so that I can stamp my flowers on there. Let's leave that one there for the moment. And where am I? I've cut up some part used grid paper because I'm going to use this for stamping off as well. Too many things going on in front of me right at the moment. And a really good idea, if you've got your spongy mat or your pierce mat, whatever you have, be a good idea to use that as well, because we're using photopolymer. Now what we're going to do first is do our shaded spruce leaves. So open up your ink pad. Mine is still pretty new and they're quite stiff when they're new, these ink pads. I've got a skinnier strip of scrap here, and these two stamps, stamped images, are directly onto this base layer. But what I'm going to do first is just stamp one and then stamp it off so that I've got two to fussy cut. Okay, and then once I've die cut this piece, I will hover it over and decide where I want to stamp these two down. So just for now, I think my thumb, oh, that was close, my thumb almost went in it. Let's just stamp two of these. So I want one at full strength and one stamped off. Isn't it beautiful? Just as a leaf goes. Absolutely gorgeous. Loving, loving. Now if you had the dies, you could cut these out, but as you know, I'm fussy cutting. So because I've just inked up that stamp, what I'm going to do now is just cut out, I've got a scrap of Sahara sand, but you guys have already got this shape cut. And I'm just grabbing the dies to show you. This is my trusty Tasteful Labels. I've used these all through the last round of Stampin' Chat. Such a brilliant set of dies that I just go to all the time. So, hello Judy, how are you today? How are you feeling? Are you feeling a bit brighter? Are you feeling a bit more like yourself? I'm just going to pop this through my machine. Just bring this in. So I've got my plate number 1, and I'm trying to get it out. I've got too many things in my hands. I've treated myself, as you know, last time to new plates. So I was feeling that my bottom plate, let me show you it, was getting a bit overloved. So I'm now going to use that as a top plate for when I do embossing, because I feel that's what makes your dies curve. Not your dies curve, the plate curve. When you emboss, I'm convinced that's what makes your plate curve a little. So, and we're trying to reduce that. We want platform number 2, pop that in there. Bottom plate number 3, which I like to keep just as a bottom, and then another top plate on number 3, and I'll just run that through my cut and emboss machine, which is behind me. Listen to the squeak. I think this is the only, and there we go. I have my stitched, not my stitched, my shape. It's got a beautiful edge on it. Can you see it's got a line running around the edge? So let's pop that back in the set. So that's the Tasteful Label dies. They are really, really good usable set. Now where I was going with this, if I bring you back to this layer, so what we're going to do first with our shaded spruce leaf, we need to just stamp these two under here. So if you bring in your top layer, your white layer, lay this one down roughly where you want it to be. Judy, I know it's lovely out there, isn't it? Judy's saying it's lovely and sunny out there. It does lift the spirits when the sky is out, isn't it? Because the last couple of days it's been really grey and misty and damp, and yeah, it doesn't do it for me, I'm afraid. So I'm going to hover that. Is that where I want it? I think I want it up there. And again, let's bring this back in so you can see. I want one full strength and one second generation. It doesn't matter where you put them, but we're just going to ink up once. So I'm going to have one down here. So I'm hovering it above, and then I'm just going to pull out that piece, and then the other one is going to go, turn it around up at the top somewhere here, like that. Okay, so that when we pop that layer down, those leaves are just popping out from underneath. So we can put that layer to one side for now, along with that die cut piece. Next, let's take the shaded spruce out of the way. Open up your Rococo Rose. Now I have re-inked. When I designed my card, my ink was pretty dry and I've been waiting for a refill to come. And before I made the cards, I ordered the refill, and when it should have come, it was missing from my order. So it only arrived a couple of days ago. So I have re-inked my ink, but it probably, if yours is brand new, it probably isn't as juicy as yours. So we may get a different effect going on here. Now I figured out, and this is just my way, you will probably want to have a play with this stamp set and figure out how best it works out for you. So oh, I've just noticed somebody else is joining us. Hello Sue, how are you? Lovely to see you on here. So nice of you to join us. So we're just creating, Sue, cards using, well, one card this week using the All Things Fabulous set. So it's quite a big set of stamps, and they're all 2 steps. So we're just putting the first flower together. Now I find if we start with a full strength of the background first, and I'm going to do a couple of different ones, and you can do this exactly your way. If we start with a full strength first, and I'm going to have that where that arrow is in the middle, I'm going to have that kind of pointing up. This is going to be hard to see when I can't get right over my project. And then the second one, I'm going to do a second generation, so it's going to be a bit paler. Rather than wasting it on my scrap piece. I'm going to stamp it next door. And then what the second generation, my little arrow here, right at the top there, and you can actually see, oh, this is hard when I'm not directly above. You can actually see to line this one in, which wasn't too bad. Now on my card, I did use quite a dark, so this was before I inked my stamp, so my stamp pad. So I've got a different colour one on here, but that is totally fine. It's much harder, I think, doing the darker part second time round. Now I'm just going to go over the top with this one, and just to see, now that that's dried out a bit, whether it will make a difference, because I'm not going to use this one anyway. I've not had breakfast yet, my hands are a bit wibbly wobbly. So can you see there is a difference there? So you can use the darker or the lighter. And it looks a bit odd like that until you actually cut it out. It does look a bit, not odd, but it doesn't look much like a flower. Okay, moving on. Ruby, how are you getting on with that? I'm going to be totally honest, you may want to have a little play around with this stamp set before you totally decide what you are popping on your card. Hello my gorgeous Moni, how are you this morning? You'll be glad to know my Thermomix was in full use this morning, making myself a courgette loaf. Ruby, I'm just pulling out stamp 2A because I know you are definitely stamping with me, and 2B. So put those other two stamps to one side, either pull them off your blocks and mount these two up. So I'm using 2A and 2B, which are these ones here. Yes, Moni, I was all out of courgette loaf, and it's my favourite thing for breakfast, apart from the Moni loaf, of course, which is our weekend bread. We had one at the weekend. So nice to see you on here. So this is the next flower. Let's just bring this back in. This is this flower, and I've done it quite pale. So I might, let's grab another piece of scrap and ink up the centre. So I'm going to ink up this centre one first. Make sure we're clean. And can you see on here my arrow? Don't know how clear you can see, the arrow is here at the top. It is quite a tricky one, but this is the kind of stamp set, the more you use it, the more it will make sense. That wasn't very dark, but let's see how we go. Now can you see here, the arrow is just there. Hope you can see that. Oh, thank you, Mon. You like my card. I've not really played with this set much, but so pretty. Now this one I think is going to be a bit trickier to line up. So first generation, second generation. Now I have to remember, and the way I do this, I'm looking at these two pieces here. Don't move. And I'm going right off the edge of the paper, so I'm going to have to do it again. And I'm lining up those pieces in the middle. Not too bad. Not too bad. I might just get away with that one. I think what I need to do this time, I'm going to have another go. I'm hoping that my battery is going to hold up for me, and let's just have a look. I'm going to turn it that way slightly. So I'm going to turn this centre part, I'm going to go down a bit lower, like that. And then I'm going to stamp off on a scrappier piece, but I'm going to save that one for later. And then I'm looking at these two pieces and lining it up with these two like petals, but also with all those pieces in the middle, the white pieces, the white gaps. Not bad at all for a woman with a shaky hand who has not had her morning quota of courgette loaf. So breakfast will be coming after this, guys, for sure. Now, so let's have this one. And shall I have the dark one or the light one? I think I'm going to stick with the light one for now. And I'm going to put those to one side and quickly chop these out. Ellie, what are you creating this morning? So Ruby, you can just trim around these. If you're experimenting with this part of the stamping, then just hang fire for me, and you can always play a bit afterwards and stick some flowers on when you're happy that you've got the results that you're looking for. So I'm just trimming around the edge as quickly as I can, giving a nice border. Where's my bin gone? Gosh, look at the time. I've waffled far too long already. You know I'm anxious about this battery. As soon as I'm done with this live, I'm going to pop my phone on charge, ready for the next live at 11:30, and we're going to be creating Christmas, which is drawing near. Has anyone done all of their Christmas shopping yet? Come on, I know there are some of you that are uber organised out there. I'm not going to lie, I did do a bit of shopping very early in the year. When we were out and about, I bought a couple of things to put by. Also, I did snip these leaves out. I did order some gifts online yesterday for Vivi and Eva, because I'm just going into panic mode that things may just slow down a little and that things won't arrive in time. So I've got a couple of big presents for both of them, which is good. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Belle, oh, you think my card, the stamp set is gorgeous. I totally agree with you. I did and ah about it because it's not, I shouldn't say it's not a beginner's stamp set, but you need to get your head around how the layers work together. And I think once you've played with it for a little bit, then you just get the hang of it. So I'm getting into the routine now, Belle, that you go live on a Monday at 4. And yesterday I had no warning and it just came into my head. It was literally like 2 minutes to 4 and I was like, oh, Belle will be on in a minute. I can sit and listen while I'm creating some projects. And how funny that I was using the same stamps that you were showcasing. I can hear a horse going down the lane. So Ellie, you're making sympathy cards for work. Bless you. Do you mean pet cards? So Ellie works with animals. Are you making cards for people who have lost pets? Bless them. Okay, so I have got all of my flowers and leaves cut out. I think while I've got the mat out, let's locate my long block. This is a H block, a really good one for longer greetings. And I've used, let's just bring this back in, the Wishing You All Things Fabulous. And I've popped in your kits some skinny strips of Whisper White for you to pop your greeting on. But if you don't want to use the one that I'm using rather, you can use any others in the set. I mean, you've got I'm Here For You. That's a really good one at the moment. I love this too. You make the flowers smell sweeter and the sunshine brighter. Love that. I'm going to stick with the one I've done. Hello Lucy, lovely to have you join us. Nice of you to stop by. I know your kits have arrived, but I know that you are not stamping live with me because you have little people about, and I know that you're going to be spending time on your own popping these projects through without any disturbances. So I'm just bringing back in my shaded spruce, and if I can stamp this straight on here, it will be a miracle. Got a steady hand all of a sudden. That's because I know the courgette loaf is coming. Well guys, that was pretty good. I'm quite impressed with myself, if I'm allowed to be. That was pretty straight. It's really hard when I am actually standing up and stamping, but it's still hard to see over when you've got the camera in the way. So I'm going to snip this greeting. I'm going to split it into two. So I'm going to snip it down in between wishing you, like that. Wishing you all things fabulous. I think now then, let's move this mat out of the way and a bit of scrap, and let's bring these pieces back in. You will have in your kits a strip of the classic Christmas designer paper. This is the exclusive paper in the set. I don't know if I'll get a chance to run through it later, but I will be showing it in the next live because we are using it and it was included in your kit. So I just love this little dotty spotty piece. So this is going here on your card, and your layer, is that a bit of ink on the edge there? How did that get there? I'm going to snip it, guys. I'm going to skim that edge off. It's gone. See, you never would have known. And we're going to lay this down so we have a nice border all the way around our card. Okay, so best way of doing this, where's my ruler? This measures, I work in inches, girls, 3 3/4 this layer. So I don't know if you can see on my grid. I think you might just be able to. I'm going to pop this. Can you see? No, you can't. What I would normally do in the real world is just lay this down on my grid paper and butt it into the corner and hold my white piece over until it reaches the 3 3/4 line, and then glue it on. But because we know we want an even border all the way around, let's just stick it straight down. Get my trusty Tombow going. She says, come on. And I'm going to lay it like that, and before it sticks, I'm going to wiggle it around. I think that will be fine. That's the good thing about Tombow, isn't it? You've got that wiggle room. Oh, Belle, you like my card. Thank you. Thank you. It's a stunning set, and I mean, imagine all the different colours that you can use with these flowers. And as I've said, because I've only included a Rococo rose, we're limited on our finished stamp design on how it's going to look because we've just got one ink pad. But if you use 2 or 3 different colours, you're going to get such a stunning effect. So Lucy's looking forward to spending her evenings being creative with grown-up crafts. Yes, bless you. Bless you. Still, it's great to craft with the little ones, isn't it? I know they love it and it's very entertaining for them. Right, before I stick this down, I'm going to add, got a really skinny strip of Rococo rose, and I'm going to add this first just in case I've cut it a little bit too long or a little bit too short, and then I can trim off the edges. Because that happens, doesn't it? Is that straight? Belle, I've tried to embrace the wonk. Believe me, it's hard. Let's have a look. No white hanging over the ends. That will do nicely. Yeah, it's hard embracing the wonk. Bit of Tombow on the back, and we'll just lay this one over the top with a nice even border all the way around. Let's pull out my insert there, it's annoying me. There we go. Okay, next your Tasteful Labels die cut piece. Pop some dimensionals on the back of here. Put a couple in the middle just to make sure it doesn't sag anywhere. And peel off the backing. Lisa, you're currently picking up googly eyes from the playroom floor. Oh, the joy. Was that from Halloween? Those of you that know me will know that I'm not much of a glitter girl. And the thought of having glitter or bits everywhere would annoy me, because I'm a tidy girl and I like things tidy. I think I want you to go up a little bit. Let's just stick that one down over the leaves with a nice border either side. And now we're going to bring in the flowers, and I'm literally just pressing them into the palm of my hand just to give them a bit of 3D. Don't worry about them creasing. Look, we've got a nice crease in there. Don't worry about that, because it's going to lay back down flat again after. And I'm going to pop these somewhere here like this, probably just overlap them a little bit. But before I do that, I want to add in my linen thread. So take your linen thread, it's quite curly already, but I'm just going to straighten it out. Just run my nail down it. And I need to locate my glue dots. And then to make this double loop, I have shown you this before, I'm going to pinch it between my two fingers, wrap it around, pinch again, bring in my third finger, wrap it around, pinch again and pull my fingers out and snip. Now if you're on the catch up, you can rewind several times until you've got the hang of that. And then I'm just going to lay it down on a glue dot and wrap that glue dot around it just to secure it. Then I'm going to pick up another glue dot to stick it down onto my project, and I'm going to hide it under these flowers so that it pops out of the corner like that. Now just a bit of Tombow on this one, and I want somehow to overlap them like that. So we'll pop that one here, because I want to hide, make sure that I'm hiding this bit of linen that I've tied under here. When I'm on a live, I don't think I can actually see how much battery I've got left on my phone. Don't believe I can. Can you tell I'm panicking? I've fully charged it, but it's just not holding the charge at the moment. So second flower is down. I will be honest, I think maybe I could have got away with this darker one here, just so that they look slightly different. I think my previous card looks a bit better, but like I've said, play around with this stamp set, guys, and see what different effects you can get. Belle, oh of course, yes Belle, you're not normally here for my live because of homeschooling. You've delayed Liv's lesson to join you. Oh bless you, thank you. You can always catch up with the rest later. Yeah, linen thread is one of my favourite things. So these leaves I'm literally just going to slide under like this. So a bit of Tombow on the back. There's enough on there for both. I have one coming out this way. This one's going to come under this flower. Just lift you up a little bit. Make sure it doesn't protrude too far over the edge of your card, otherwise it won't go in the envelope. Like so. And next your greeting. Now I've stuck mine straight down on my card because I felt it was going to be too 3D, but I mean, look at it, guys. Look at the depth on that. Let's just put some more dimensionals under. If it costs an extra 30p to post it, I'm sure the recipient will love it. So, mini dimensionals. They're my favourites. What about you guys? Do you like the standard dimensionals? Are you in love with these minis? Let's think about where these are going. Because obviously I've placed my flowers now, so let's pop Wishing You in first. Oh, my OCD tells me I need to trim that just a bit so it's even with the other end. Let's pop you right in there. Actually love this font. I love it mixed with like this typewriter style font as well. I love it when they do that, when they mix them. Is that straight? Let's just wedge you under a bit. We need to be able to read you, but that's not too bad. Is that okay, guys, do you think? It's pretty 3D. And finally, to finish, everyone who joined in with this received half a pack of the rhinestones. These are the champagne ones. Here's my pack I've been using. These just go on and on and on and on. Let's find my take your pick. And you've got plenty here for the whole of this round of Stampin' Chat. So you put these wherever you like. So Moni, you love the minis and you're obsessed with my card. Oh, bless you. Thank you. I think I still need to practice a bit more with these flowers and the placement, and maybe practice with using different colours. Hello, Alfie. Have you come to say hello? Hello, little mate. Right, let's pop these in and then catch up with some chat. Let's have a little mini. Oop. We'll put one up here somewhere. Always try and work, when I'm putting embellishments on, work in threes and kind of work in a triangle. So like one here, one here, one here. I don't know why. It's something to do with balance, I expect. Ruby, you prefer the standard ones as you can't get the backs off the little ones. I don't find them too hard as long as I've got a bit of nail growth. You know, we've had this discussion about my nails before. They're not the best and they break. They're very brittle, they break easily. But I do find that I can get them off, and you can always use a tool or a paper piercer to pull the backs off. But I do like the big ones, but I do find I'm using the mini ones more. Hello, Lynn. How are you? Nice of you to join us. We're almost at the end, Lynn, but this will go. I will pop this on my YouTube channel, and I will save it here so you can come back and watch the whole thing. So Belle, yeah, I've seen you using the foam adhesive sheet a lot lately. I have to confess, I don't even own that. I don't own that. I do have the long strips, the foam strips, which are really good for shaker cards and things. And we did some of those at my retreat actually. So we did a shaker card and a shaker box. I might have to just share those. They do have some retired product on though, sadly, because we had to delay everything due to obvious reasons. But and maybe that's why I've been putting off sharing the projects, because a lot of them are the retired things. But I guess the inspiration is still there and the idea is still there. But yeah, I do like those long foam pads. They are very deep though. I do find that they're deeper than the depth of our dimensionals. And that's one thing I do love about these, is that they are a really good height. They're not too high. Mona, you use the tip of your snips to stab off the backing. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Okay, I need some more of these. Let's use a bit. Oh, ping. Where did that go? Under there, look. Move that out of the way. That is the only thing with these guys. They like to jump. I'll have a smaller one. Oop, I've got two there. We can use both of those. Pop one next door to this little fella, and then I think we'll have one over here somewhere. I don't want you, I'm going to put you back. I want a bigger one. What is it with them today? They're alive. Pop one in there. Okay, that's our card done. How are we doing? Oh my gosh, we're 45 minutes in. But still, I hope you've enjoyed spending some time watching me do this. It's always quite nervy going live. I'm preparing everything, getting it all ready. I absolutely love it now. I love coming on here and I love chatting with you guys, and I love sharing my creativity. And as I've said to you, it feels like you're all in the room with me, which is really lovely. So Belle's telling me the sheets are the same depth as dimensionals. That is interesting. That's interesting. So basically they are sheets of like dimensionals, but they're not cut into shapes. It's just a sheet of sticky foam. So you could cut a big piece to mount behind something rather than picking up maybe 8 or 10 of these. So might have to get those and give them a try. Oh, thank you, Mon. Mon says it's beautiful. Thank you, my sweetness. Let me pop something on the inside. So let's grab our greeting. Wishing you all things fabulous. I'm just going to pop this one. You make the flowers smell sweeter and the sunshine brighter. How sweet is that? You can see I've already used this one. It's got a tinge of shaded spruce on there. Let's just move that stamp to one side. I know that's upside down. And give that a little ink up. And these fonts on here are lovely. I'm getting excited for that courgette loaf now, and I've also got some homemade plum and apple jam that it's my favourite at the minute. I'm slightly obsessed with it. Shall we pop a couple of leaves on as we've got the leaf here, just to finish this off? It could all go wrong here. This is at the point when we do these things and then we dip our finger in the ink. There we go. How lovely is that? I do love that this looks like just jade. So, Judy, you're looking forward to the Christmas one next. Yes, so am I. So am I. I do love the ornamental envelopes. Let's just stick this one down. And then we will be done. Oh, that doesn't look like the right size for me. It's not even like I normally do, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to embrace that it's not the right size. I hope, guys, yours is. Maybe check before you put glue on the back. Can you see I haven't quite got an even border around there? But I don't think anybody will notice. Nobody's maybe as fussy as I am. So, hello Jackie, nice of you to join us. Do come back and watch the whole thing from the beginning so you can see the process of us putting this card together. So, Sue, beautiful card, thank you. Oh, I'm glad you've enjoyed watching. I know we're all missing the classes. We're all missing being face to face, and it's really sad, but I'm hoping the time is going to come really soon that next year we can start thinking about getting back to some kind of normality, but in the hope that we can all craft together again safely in larger groups. So yeah, now I was going to quickly share with you, because I am out of time really. So at the moment we have our Curvy Celebrations offering, which is a selection of early release products. So I think you might have seen I've posted on here about the Quite Curvy stamp set. So we've got a stamp set and a die set that are on a bundle that you can order now early. They will be coming in the new mini catalogue in January, but we've got the opportunity to order them early. There also is a stamp set which I will be using this afternoon. I'm using the greeting out of it, and there's also the designer paper which I have shared with you before. The designer paper is on back order, but it is coming in a week or two. I think it's coming back in about 23rd of November, I believe. Don't hold me to that. Which means you cannot actually get the bundle at the moment because the papers are included. But you can get these two, and you can get the stamp set. So I'll bring it in, and I'm going to just quickly show you some cards that I've done with it. This could be a class coming your way. In the post, of course, with the stamps. And here's the stamp set. It's just so usable. I love it. Absolutely love it. I love this, made with love, just for you, because after all, that's what we do. We make things for people, and then we've got the curvy dies that go with it. So a lovely set. Love this little leaf. I've used that lots. And then this afternoon, well, it's not this afternoon, at 11:30 if you're joining me, I'm going to be using just the Merry Christmas greeting from here. And I've yet to ink any of these other stamps in here. I need more time, guys, but this is coming. I cannot wait to play with this set. So hopefully I will be able to find some time to create with that. So watch out for a class in the post coming with this that will include the stamps. And just on a final note, thank you for joining me in making this card. So I hope you've all enjoyed it. Please take care, everybody. Stay safe. I know we're in lockdown at the moment, so we can't go far, but look after yourselves, and I will speak with some of you very soon. So bye for now.